Autobots, transform!
Transformers, more than meets the eye.
What is up, Transformers family? Welcome to another episode of George Reviews. Today is a special review because it kicks off my 1984 Hasbro Transformers countdown and contest. There will be 3 winners to the contest, and all you have to do is answer 3 questions that will follow over the course of the 25 reviews. I will be reviewing, as I said, the 1984 lineup from Hasbro. From this catalog, I'm going to do this in numerical order. So today's review obviously is Brawn because he's designated number 1, followed by Bumblebee, Huffer, Cliffjumper, Windcharger, Gears, and so on. Now I could put all the Minibots in one review because they are very simple and easy to review, but I want to spotlight each individual figure. If you're like me as a child, when you got this catalog, you stared at this thing for hours dreaming of having all these figures. And as a child, I never did. But as an adult collector, I have all of these figures. I have all of these vintage. So when you see my reviews, there will be no knockoffs and no reissues in these reviews. Straight vintage guys. So if you love Transformers and you love the 80s, I am the 80s Transformer fan. So I am going to get started right now. I'm going to bring out Brawn from 1980s. This is not a reissue, as I stated. This is not a KO. He is pre-rub. He was released by Hasbro in 1984. But before that, Hasbro imported these figures from Takara in Japan, a Japanese toy company and a Japanese toy line. And in that toy line, Brawn was a toy. He was a 1-to-1 scale toy that transformed to a 1-to-1 scale robot. He came from, I believe it was called the Micro Change line. And he wasn't meant to be a full-size car which you can get in and drive and transform into a 15-foot tall robot capable of knocking down buildings, which Hasbro later evolved him into. He was just a toy. And if you didn't know, now you know. He was released in multiple colors around the world and in Japan, but in the US we just got the standard green and yellow with some chrome on it, a little bit of black. Let's take a look at a few of the colors he was released in around the world.
Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons, the Transformers.
It's a shame we only got this one color, but I guess Hasbro had a specific goal in marketing this toy in this color. So anyway, Transformer Generation 1 Brawn. He was based on a real life car, despite the toy actually being based on a toy. And the real life car he was based on was a Suzuki SJ20 Jeep. So taking a look at Brawn, as we turn him to the front, he has the chrome grille and headlights, yellow bumper, giant off-road tires with a little die-cast pin in the middle, has a spare tire on the roof, has some molded lights on the roof, Autobot symbol on his hood, some molded lights right here. You can see some molded in windows, but they didn't bother to paint those at all. This window right here is black plastic, which is pretty cool. Coming to the back, he has a molded in gas can, and you can see Takara Co. Ltd. Japan 1974 to 1983. Now, someone had this transforming toy in 1974, and he didn't get released in North America to 1984, and that blows me away. Like some kid had played with it and grew up by the time we got it. Wow. But in that regard, we got a better story wrapped around it. You can also see, and I never noticed it all my life, a molded in door handle where you can open the door. I never noticed that. A little step right here to step up into the Jeep. I never noticed that. So I pulled it in and put it in front of the camera. So he rolled pretty good. He's not going to roll really good on this little plastic surface. But believe me, he rolls very, very well. In 1984, Brawn was characterized as being the second strongest Autobot behind Optimus Prime. He was a very macho Autobot, very trusted Autobot by Optimus Prime, as was all the 1984 Autobots known as the ARC crew that came to Earth and crashed with Optimus Prime looking for new energy sources. I do not have the card back for Brawn. I actually thought I did. I thought at least I had the tech spec. Maybe I just can't find it. I'm still unpacking toys. Brawn's strength is listed at a 9 out of 10. His intelligence is a 3, dumbass. His speed is a 4. His endurance is a 9. His rank is a 5. His courage is a 10. His firepower is a 1. Probably the reason why he's not packaged with a gun. And his skill is a 4. Now, I know they just made up the tech spec and the numbers back then, not thinking someone's going to dwell on it. But let's dwell on it. They say his intelligence is a 3, but his skill is a 4. Now, I don't think, to me, skill can surpass your intelligence. I think they go hand in hand. His intelligence should have at least been a 4 because, I mean, he's an idiot with his skill being a 3. He's a powerful idiot. He's like Hulk Smash out here. You know, it's just weird. Then they ranking the guy at a 5, but he's an idiot with a 3 for intelligence, which is, I don't know. It's just weird. But anyway, that is what Bob Budiansky and Hasbro made for this guy's bio. When I first saw Brawn as a kid, I saw him in the store. The very first time I saw Transformers, the cartoon had not aired when I was a kid. And I saw him in the stores. And I saw all the Minibots, and I was like, what the hell are these? Because I saw the commercial where Jazz and Sideswipe were riding down a ramp and then transformed, and then they was calling the Autobot Commander. They showed the Decepticons, Jets, and Optimus Prime, and I had never seen this guy, so I didn't know anything about him. So I saw him in the packaging, and I was not excited to get him when I first saw Transformers in store. Again, like the cartoon had not aired when I first saw this guy in store, and I was not interested in Brawn at all. Flipping him over, you can see the robot underneath. You can see his entire torso and technically his legs. Not hidden very well, but that is okay because that's what he was, that's what he is. So now to transform Brawn, you just pull down his legs, pull out these panels that form the doors, and we're pretty much done. Swing them around till you get the little chrome arms out. Then turn the panel back around behind the robot, like so. Repeat the same thing on the other side. And you pull out his little chrome arm. And if the first thing that hits you, and it's on the card packaging, is that he has like wrenches for hands, which was like weird. This was another reason why I saw the guy in the package and I was like, what's going on? And I kind of passed on. Oh, then you have to lock the legs. Bring the legs up on the side, fill in that little gap. Then you can set Brawn down. But as a kid, I was like, what's going on? When I first saw him, I kind of didn't get him or whatever. And as you can see, he's designed. The cartoon followed this design a lot, but they changed the head to that big mullet head. Here's his face. He has a black visor eye and a silver mouth plate and a silver head painted over yellow molded plastic. An Autobot symbol, a little circuitry panel there, a little sticker to help define his waist. Checking out his legs, swing it around to the back. And here is Brawn Transformer Minibot, everybody. So you really can't talk about Generation 1 Brawn without bringing up his death scene in the 1986 animated movie, where Brawn seemingly received a superficial wound to his shoulder and died from one blast, and everybody was out. Even people that weren't Brawn fans were outraged by it. And in his bio on the back of his packaging, the file card, it actually tells you that he has high resistance to artillery fire. And he's only vulnerable to attack by electromagnetic waves, which had everybody scratching their head. But when you look at that scene When he fell down, like the entirety of his back was like blown off, and he was laying there smoking. So he kind of got fried from the inside from that wound that went inside of him. And the only good thing that came from that shot was it came from Megatron. It was a single shot from Megatron in gun form, which is supposed to be more powerful than his robotic form because the energy is more concentrated. And that took that guy out because Prowl was killed by Scavenger, one of the least known Constructicons. So yeah, that shocked everybody that Brawn died, but they were killing off guys, and that was his death. And, another thing that a lot of people really tripped over was Ratchet put up a better fight. He came up with the 2 pistols, and a lot of people felt like that should have been Brawn's scene. Then Ironhide had the heroic scene where he survived a blast and crawled over to Megatron, and Megatron was such heroic nonsense. But a lot of people still beefing to this day about Brawn's death scene. Another thing they don't tell you about Brawn in the cartoon, he was the Autobots demolition expert. And they never got into that. We never seen him bring things down, knock things down. He punched a hole in the wall or something. But he was a demolition expert. And back to his intelligence. How can you be an expert at anything and your intelligence is a 3? Which is kind of weird. But it would have been cool to see him blow some stuff up. Okay, Transformers fan. I'm going to give you a quick little buying tip when it comes to Generation 1 Brawn. Usually this car survives intact over the years. The only real problem you will ever find with this guy is chrome wear to what would be the wrench hands. I have some over here, right here. But you want to check that out. Make sure you don't have that heavy chrome wear in right here. And from 1985 and later, he has a rub symbol right here. Sort of like this wind charger. And it would be right here instead of a sticker. That's how you know you're not getting the 1984 version. And also, he has a variant where his mouth plate, and you have to have them both kind of to know, like, the mouth plate is set in deeper in one version than another version. You kind of got to have them side by side to know. Try to drop in a picture to show you this little variant. So he actually has one US variant, and it's kind of minor, but a lot of collectors go crazy for that variant. Let's see how Brawn scales with his fellow Autobots from 1984. Here he is with fellow Minibot Windcharger, who he is often seen and featured with heavily in the cartoon. Here he is with fellow Minibot Bumblebee, who's up next. And here he is with 1984 fellow Green Jeep Hound. Here he is with fellow Autobot Trailbreaker. And here he is next to Autobot Commander Optimus Prime. So Brawn was my second favorite Minibot behind Cliff Jumper and character in toy in one. And probably in my top 5 Autobots from 1984. What does he rank among your favorites? Did you have him as a kid? Please let me know. Tell me your story in the comments below. Thank you for watching another episode of George Reviews. The reviews where every toy has a story.